Hey, welcome back to the Rethinking Youth Ministry podcast, where we love rethinking things. And so we have asked youth leaders from across the country, what are some things they're rethinking? Today, we get to hear from Michael from Alpharetta, Georgia.
Hey, my name's Michael Torres, and I'm a youth pastor in Alpharetta, Georgia at Free Chapel, Alpharetta. And I'm currently rethinking, what does it look like to serve both middle school students and high school students well in a combined youth group environment?
That was a great insight. I mean, that's a great question. I feel like it's a topic that comes up a lot around here. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. What's y'all's responses?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Like, if you got a 6th grader in the room and a 12th grader in the room, that's a huge age difference. So trying to find a middle ground where they can, like, learn the Bible without having being too dumbed down to meet a 6th grader that a 12th grader doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big thing to walk through.
Yeah. And I feel like a thing we talk about here a lot is, like, how do you not water it down, but how do you break it down so that each person is able to take the pieces that they are able to digest? I mean, I know our friend Ashley Bohens has an incredible book all about how to do this. It's actually called Communicating to Middle Schoolers, and I think every leader should read it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I think you got to play probably towards the high schooler more, right? I mean, it feels like if you play down, you end up losing the high schoolers, and that's not what you want to do. If you play up, I do feel like middle schoolers are more prone to at least go upward versus going downward. That's my first instinct. As soon as I hear the question, I would say maybe play towards the high schooler in certain aspects. I definitely think in message prep, I'll be thinking, okay, examples. Let me make sure the high schoolers are fond of these. Let me not use super young examples because they'll immediately lose them. Games, free for all, right? Free for all. I feel like it's open for all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
I think in large group settings, it can work really well. I think taking some of the tactics that all of you have mentioned can really work, but I would still find some ways to offer some type of specialized environment for middle schoolers and high schoolers. So maybe you're going to split them up by age in their small groups, or I don't know, maybe you have hangout times that are just for high schoolers, or you have a space that's just for middle schoolers to try to provide some of that phase specific activity.
Yeah, and I think even on the small group thing, I think if each kid has an adult that's in their life who knows them, they don't feel like they are lost in the crowd of all these people who are coming together. So I think that's a really important part of it too.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential though too for like mentorship in this. So one of the things we used to do a combined event at a church that I was a part of in Arizona. And it happened in the spring. One of my favorite things that we ever did, we did seniors and 7th graders dinner. So there were seniors at every single table of small groups of 7th graders. Sorry, did that make any sense? I'm so tired. There were seniors at every table of 7th graders at this dinner. And we set up some good like discussion questions for them to give them some advice. We had a panel of seniors to share their perspective on the middle school and high school years that these 7th graders were entering. And it was really fun. So I think you can do some stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say what I like about what you just said is the fact that if it's just like an event like that, then you don't have to bear the burden of high schoolers feeling like they have to take care of middle schoolers every week. Because I've been in a lot of ministry programs who demoed the idea of, well, we'll just put the high schoolers in the posture of mentoring the middle school students every single week. And a lot of times the high school feedback was, hey, we don't come to just be to lead. We come because we need it as well. I think that dinner is perfect because it allows them to still come get what they need from that program. But then there's something set aside that said, hey, we also think we value the fact that you can be a mentor. So perfect.
Yeah. So we know like lots of ministries are going more bivocational leaders, more combined environments. It's just the time that we're in right now. So Michael, thank you so much for submitting that thing that you're rethinking. If you're listening to the Rethinking Youth Ministry podcast, we believe that you're probably also rethinking some things. We'd love to hear from you. You can always reach us at Orange Students on Instagram. Just send us a DM and maybe we will share what you're rethinking.